Hey, it's Liberty and I make videos about books, history, archaeology and life. Today I am here with a readathon TBR, something I never thought I'd ever be doing. Mainly because I don't like reading what people tell me to read, but you know, I couldn't resist because this one is the Gilmore Girls readathon and I love Gilmore Girls. It is a TV show about a mother and daughter who the daughter was born when she was 16 and she moves to this small town, and essentially there are a whole cast of crazy characters and her parents are in it a bit too. It's just cozy, perfect for autumn or winter. The links to the creators of this readathon will be in the description below, as will all the prompts, etc. They've included 3 different ways for you to participate. 1 is through the prompts, 2, they've created a bingo card which is on their Instagram, and 3, just reading any books off the Rory Gilmore reading list. The readathon is running from the 15th to the 22nd of November, so do join in and read along with me. I am going to quickly read through all of the prompts. Prompt number 1 is read a book set in a small town. Number 2, read a book that features a mother-daughter relationship. 3, read a book set during fall or winter. 4, read a book with complicated love interests. 5, read a book by an Asian author / has Asian representation. 6, bake a fall treat and watch your favourite episode of Gilmore Girls. And the final prompt, number 7, read the next book in a series that you haven't finished. I'm going to talk about baking now just to get out of the way in the episode. I will definitely be baking peanut butter orange brownies. It's just, I've perfected the recipe now. I love it. And for the episode, I haven't watched the Bracebridge dinner episode from season 2 in a while, and I used to love that. So I think I'll probably go with that one. The first book on my TBR is A Reaper at the Gates by Sabaa Tahir. This is the 3rd book in the Ember and the Ashes series, which starts with An Ember in the Ashes. I read the first 2 books like years ago, and I always intended on finishing the series, but I just never got around to it. This book covers prompt 7, read the next book in a series you haven't finished. Prompt 4, read a book with complicated love interests. And prompt 5, read a book by an Asian author / has Asian representation. I know this prompt was inspired by Rory's best friend Lane, the Asian representation, but what area in Asia was not specified. And so I'm going to take the Southern Asian route because Sabaa Tahir is a Pakistani American. The world of the Ember and the Ashes is a highly militarized empire. And you have the scholars, who were a group of people who used to sort of run the geographic area but are now second-class citizens. We have 2 main characters. Laya, she is a scholar and her brother has been arrested for kind of potentially rebelling against the empire. She doesn't really know if he's involved or not. And our second character is Elias, who is in training to potentially be the next emperor. He's a soldier and this big tournament is announced and whoever wins it will be the next emperor. We've also got his best friend Helene, who is also a soldier and in the running in this competition, and she also features quite heavily in the series. I do remember highly enjoying the first 2 books at the time, but I think I was probably a poor student at the time and the ebook was probably more than I was willing to pay for an ebook at the time. The next book is A Month in the Country by J.L. Carr, which is going to fit the prompt read a book set in a small town. It's actually up there on the shelf somewhere. So our main character is Tom Birkin, who has fought in the Great War, and he has been drawn to this village in Yorkshire where he is going to repair the murals inside the church. So he ends up living in the bell tower for the summer, and it's incredibly poetic. It sort of was written as a response to a Thomas Hardy novel, I forget which one, but it's just what I need right now. I feel like you have to be in the mood for something that's overly poetic and very, I guess, what we would call literary. It's sort of him looking back on his time in this village from the the future. So it's very reflective and it's got nice quality to it. So I'm excited to read that. It is also quite short, which helps. So the next book on my TBR is Frankenstein by Mary Shelley, and it is going to be fitting the prompt read a book set in fall/winter. Now, I've heard that it's very important to read the 1818 original edition of this novel, as subsequent editions have sort of edited things out, removed the more political elements of this novel, and sort of dampened down the like really strong character voice that Shelley's written. As you probably will know, Frankenstein focuses on a scientist and a monster that he ends up creating. Obviously, I can't confirm that it's set in autumn winter because I haven't read it yet, but I hear there is snow involved in particular settings, so I am hopefully making a fair assumption. I am going to admit that it was actually quite hard to find a book that I owned that had a strong mother-daughter relationship as sort of a main part of the story. And so I had to break my duck and buy a new book, because I had a resolution that I wasn't going to buy any new books until I finished the majority of unread books that I own, at least unread fiction books that I own. But I saw that this book had an amazing mother-daughter relationship in it, and I thought it's about time that I read this. And so the next book on my list is Beloved by Toni Morrison. So this book obviously fits the prompt, read a book that features a mother-daughter relationship. So our main character is Seath, I think you pronounce it, I hope you pronounce it, and she is a former slave who has escaped to Ohio. She is looking back on everything that she's left behind, as well as the future she has ahead of her. It won the Pulitzer Prize. It's regularly named as one of the best books of all time. So I can't believe it's taken me this long to read it, honestly, and I'm very excited. So that was my TBR. I'm only putting 4 books on my TBR because I want to make this achievable, and 4 books in a week is actually a lot for me. I mean, I pretty much only read that much around Christmas, or I don't know, when I'm got to take a lot of train journeys or something like that, which I'm not doing at the moment, obviously. The second way that you can participate is, of course, through the bingo board that I mentioned earlier. I'll pop it up here for a quick look, but the Instagram for the Gilmore Girls Readathon has all the ways you can participate on there. I don't think I will be making a bingo. I had a preliminary look to see what ones I might be checking off, and it looks like I'm going to miss bingo by 1 in several different places, which is incredibly annoying. But I mean, I haven't read these books yet, so who knows? I wanted to make sure that I could get a broad approach. So I've got Frankenstein as an audiobook, A Month in the Country and Beloved as physical books, and A Reaper at the Gate as an ebook. So do check back in. I'm going to be making a video sort of wrapping up my progress. So check that out if you want to see how I did. And let me know if you're participating in this readathon and we can support each other. Like and subscribe if you want to see more content from me, and happy reading.